Good morning, campers. Well, so I have this large 25,000 gallon pool that I maintain myself. I maintain it myself not because I enjoy that, but because I'm tired of these pool maintenance companies charging $150, $200 a month, and all they do is come out and put chlorine tabs in the floaty, and it's not worth it. So I maintain it myself. So I've got a problem come up a few months ago, trying to figure out, and I think I figured it out. And we're gonna go through this together and see if I did indeed figure it out. Pump is running right now, and as you can see, it's flowing plenty of water, but it's pumping bubbles, air bubbles. Now the only way it can be pumping air bubbles, obviously, if there's air in the system. So, as it turns out, there's air visible in the pump, which means it's underground between the pool and the pump. And another consequence of this, besides the air bubbles, is that it's not pumping enough water to power my pool vac, my little robot on the bottom. It just won't move. It sits there and flutters its wings and like a dying bird. So I got to fix this thing, and I think I've figured it out. Now here's where all the fun happens, and I think I can tell you where the problem is. We're going to find out together. Everything's painted white because here in Arizona the sun is just hell on the plastic piping, so it's all painted white. Right here, okay, this is where the water comes in from the pool. This guy over here are the two bottom grates for the drains, and over here are the basket and the intake hose for running the pool sweep. And right now the valve is set to both. Now I think this is the problem, this valve right here. It's a Jandy valve, never lubed Jandy valve. They have a rebuild kit on Amazon, and I live on Amazon. I should probably have residence in one of their warehouses. But they have O-rings and a big O-ring, a couple parts like that on Amazon. It's like $7 for the kit. So I got the kit. Take this guy apart, open it up, and see if I'm right. But I think this is where it's pulling air. I sure hope it is, because I just can't imagine where else. And obviously, there's air in the basket, so it's before the pump. Let's find out. And this is the kit on Amazon. It's absolutely everything that's inside the valve body. You can buy just the O-rings. I think that's about it, for about $7, a different kind of kit. But I mean, who knows how long mine has been in operation. The pool is 30 years old. So why not just replace all the guts? I'm suspecting this O-ring right here, which goes through the top cover of the valve body, and that would be a good place to suck air. The other one would be the top cover itself and this big O-ring. So what I'm going to be able to do is replace I'm going to replace everything, of course, but to replace the highly suspect areas, and we'll see what I get out of that. All right, here we go, and the sign that this is a real Commander Toasty video, the ever-present decaf. So here's the actual kit. Very straightforward, very simple. This part is the actual diverter valve, goes inside the body, and it rotates, and it either blocks off this part, blocks off that part, lets the rest of it flow. Straightforward. Two O-rings, they both go on the stem, and you just stack them. So straightforward. You want to get them so there we go, so they stay down there. And then this goes on the cover. You take the cover, you turn it upside down, and that goes around there. We'll see the old one. Put the handle on, tie it down with this. Be interesting to see, because Apparently these are known to have a failure point. I'm suspecting it's this guy. Might be one of these guys, but apparently these have a failure point where this stem cracks down here, right in here it cracks, and then it sucks air down, and the air gets into the stream. Sucks air down through here. Some people pour some silicone sealant in there, but you know, what is this, $5? So that's the part. And like I say, Amazon, they're on eBay as well, but I think they're like $2 more, whatever, on eBay, and shipping from Amazon is so fast. So, piece of cake. Now let's go do the job. Here we are, out, ready to do the project. Pulled the handle off, and don't worry when you pull this handle off. It's indexed to the stem. It can only go on one way, so don't worry about that. But look at this. When I turned off the pump, water came up around the stem. Duh, we're definitely on the right track here. So that's good news. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. You're going to need a small blade screwdriver to pop the cover off of there. Going to need some WD-40 for the O-rings. There's a waterproof grease you can use if you want to go to the trouble, go down to the pool supply and buy it. It's pricey. WD-40 works just fine. Paper towels to clean up everything. Now my pool water level is higher than here. So when I take this off, I'm expecting a flow of water that won't stop. I think my pool level is just about up to there. So it's not going to be some big geyser, but it's going to have some water coming out. And just get going on this. And the screws on this and anything else that you're working on, you should do a cross pattern when you remove them, and you should do a cross pattern when you install them. And that way you don't warp what you're working on, in this case being the cover. But I'm very, very pleased to see water coming out of there. That's a great indicator. Okay. I'll leave the last 2 screws that are opposed, because then the water's going to start coming out. I got to work fast. The only reason I have to work fast is because I don't want to be sitting in a big pool of water. Naturally, I turned off the power so the pump doesn't accidentally come on. And now we should start getting a little water activity out of this thing. Nice clean Arizona water. Starting to spill. And we need the blade screwdriver. There we go. And there's exactly what I expected. Pull the old shaft out, just like that. And I'm kneeling in water. 1 O-ring remained in here. Get rid of that. And the O-ring on the cover. It's intact. That's good. Do a little cleanup. Make sure you really clean up inside where these O-rings are going to seat, because if there's grit in there, when you turn your valve, you're going to be actually grinding away at your O-rings. Not what you want. And then get this guy good and clean here too. Okay. New O-ring goes on here. Just like that. Of course, we already put the 2 new O-rings on the shaft when we were inside. So now got to do. I'm getting all wet here. With the WD-40, make sure it's pressed all the way on. There's no gap there. Get the screws ready. The right tool for the right job, right? Go across to the opposite side. And I got WD-40 on my hand. Doesn't want to give me a grip. Some of that white paint is in the screw heads, making it a little difficult. So I might have to come back and clean those up. I'm thinking that should be, if the O-ring's seated, that should be pretty much shut down. So I might not have got that O-ring to seat, the big one. This screw right here, I have a feeling there's a problem with this one. I think it doesn't bite. Well, maybe it does. I can tell what's happening is that big O-ring, as I go around, is seating itself. this guy. Looks like they're all hunkered down. Yeah, I'm going to have to fix this one. That's an easy fix. And now, like I said, this is indexed, so small goes there. And then this goes there. And I want to run it with both sides open. And I'm all wet. Ugh. All right, pump is running. Let's see the results. It's looking good. Look at that water flow. All right, bubbles are cured. I'm going to be able to put my R2D2 back in service, which is good because the battery operated guy is just worthless. So isn't that nice? Everything's circulating. My little floaty is spinning around the pool. It takes a while to get 25,000 gallons moving in a circle. But anyway, nailed it. So that was pretty easy. A little bit messy. Had to dry my shoes in the clothes dryer, but it worked. Cheers.